Peace, peace, Queen Episode here to align those chakras. Today I'm going to do a little freestyle. Of course, I wanted to show off my new piece that I made. This is an interesting stone. Still understanding it, I'm still trying to understand its duty in my life because it's a man-made crystal. But it still has very, very high frequency, so I think there was a purpose to why we created it. I can't remember right now the name of it, but I think it's Aura something. And I'm also rocking my piece from Rain Apim, All Power is in Me. She is amazing, one of my sisters, and I feel it was highly reflective having a conversation with her, and I feel like a lot of things that's been happening within the last week or so have been leading up to the information that I've been gaining today. It's very interesting, and it correlates so much with all the changes and all the energies coming from the planets and the stars right now. I think I mentioned in a video before that my abilities are changing a lot and I feel differently. When I say I feel differently, not like physically, but my psychic abilities, they feel different, and it's really interesting. Because I used to be afraid of my abilities. I used to be afraid of my power and what I was able to do, how I was able to read people, how I'm able to understand things and people without conversation, without reading anything, without knowing anything about people. It's really interesting. Because the more that I've been letting go of fear, and the more that I've been accepting who I am, the more magical everything has been getting. And although, like, in some areas in my life, there's still a lot of healing to be done, I've worked so hard towards where I am right now that it's so perfect that my abilities are becoming sensitive in the way it is now. Like, I'm more intuitive in the form of really understanding what it is I'm picking up and what I'm experiencing. I'm having more magical moments, meaning my synchronicity is different. I don't feel like I'm living in time anymore. And it's crazy. This feeling is crazy. Like this heightening is crazy, and I don't know if this is only because of all the Syrian energy and portals and all of everything going on, or if it's a collective of that with me changing, which I feel more it's me changing with whatever energies we're downloading right now. But it's just so crazy because I've been fasting. I think today is day 33 or day 34, and the whole fast I'm just like, I'm not in tune to my abilities as much as I thought I would have been. I'm not like receiving messages or psychic visions the way I usually do. But what I realized was because I was clearing a lot of emotional stress, a lot of emotional baggage, a lot of karmic baggage, and all this heavy weight of all things that occurred in the past. And I'm like, today I'm having my epiphany because I'm just really like letting go. And it's so beautiful. Like, I don't feel a part of anything anymore. But I was perceiving it as me not being a part of someone or certain people. not realizing that it was me. I'm shifting. I'm experiencing something different. And what I think I'm feeling, which I'm finally understanding today because I kept getting so many downloads of visions, past life stuff that is so incredible and so beautiful, and I'm realizing I'm timeline jumping. I have read in a couple of different articles about the August energy and this full solar eclipse that has not happened in 99 years is happening this month in the sign of Leo. And that, for people who get me like on my frequency, the divine alignment and timing of this to me, knowing that I'm inspiring and that I'm aspiring to be a healer, and how I've been living this loner life and this life of just shedding and shedding and shedding. I never understood why. I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm a healer. I'm supposed to help people. This is why I made this YouTube. This is why I'm trying to speak out more. You know, but as I'm going through life, I realize more and more how out of time I am. If you know me, I always spoke about how time is an illusion and how we don't live in time, and that it's only an earth experience. But I never realized how much I actually really lived by that. And it's only now that I started experiencing time and started going back to human ways, I started realizing more that I'm creating too many illusions. I'm creating too many distractions from myself. And this is why I wasn't understanding why I was being segregated again, why I was being brought and pulled back to myself. But it's not because I'm repeating anything, and that's what my problem was. I kept feeling like I was repeating the constant loss that I experienced, but what I'm actually experiencing is my shift, my shifting into everything that I've manifested, everything that I've created for myself. I'm shifting into that. It does not mean that I'm losing anything. And one thing I also read about the August energy is that it's bringing a lot of clarity. It's bringing a lot of cleansing and releasing to past karma, to past life information and things that we have not healed. And in all of these moments, I'm realizing it's because I just need to shift. And not that I'm losing anything, but just that I'm in my, what do you call it? The cocoon that the caterpillar is going to. I can't remember the name right now. But that's what I'm in. So it's not that I'm losing anything, but that I'm just transforming. I'm going through a change. And it's only in today, in this moment, that I'm realizing this, and that... Oh, sorry, I got caught off topic because there's so much energy right now. The point I was making is that the August energy is bringing clarity. So it's going to be talking about knowing the difference and learning the difference between confusion and depression, and that the two does not reside together. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because that's what I was experiencing. I was truly experiencing confusion of this transformation because I didn't realize I was going through this process. So I was interpreting it as, losing my train of thought, the energy's too high. This is why I'm supposed to wear grounding stones. This is why it's confusion and not depression, but I was creating depression in different forms instead of realizing I was confused about my shift because I didn't know I was shifting. And I was viewing everything in the wrong way. And I couldn't understand why every time I did my tarot cards, I would pull up deceit. And I'm like, oh my God, who's going to deceive me? Not creating the fear, but just knowing that now I have to be wary. Like, okay, there's someone that's not who they say they are, and I have to pay attention. So I'm like, oh my God, I don't feel like doing this right now. Like, I was liking my flow. I want to just flow. I don't want to have to worry about anything like this. But then today, I realized I was deceiving myself. I was deceiving myself. This whole process of illusion, I was deceiving myself. Creating this whole scenario, creating this whole time of loss, hurt, pain, complication, insecurity, all of these things I created and was deceiving myself. And in this month, with the awakening of the Syrian energy, with the awakening of us being revealed to ourselves, because we are shifting entirely. A 99-year cycle and phase of a full eclipse is doing another one this month. That is a humongous shift. And this is why we're all confused. This is why we're all in this fuzzy place right now. This is why things just, it makes sense, but it doesn't. Like, it's confusion. You know, you think you have one answer, but then tomorrow you don't feel the same about that answer. And what I realized, the reason or message behind this as well, I feel comes through from the Pleiadian. So I feel like I'm giving energy and awareness from the perspective of the Pleiadians. I'm Pleiadian, so I feel like they're speaking through me, and this is why I keep losing my train of thought and why my energy is so super high right now. So I'm like, it probably won't make too much sense. I'm probably going to jump from topic to topic, but it's because this is coming through and it's a lot all at once, and I'm trying to get it, but like as I talk, I'm revealing more. But this is a humongous shift. This is serious. Our lives, our timelines are going to completely shift. And this couldn't have been the more perfect time to be fasting, to be changing your life, to be making big steps and huge decisions. But it requires us to release the control and the illusion and the deceit of the mind, and to accept, to release all security, to release all walls, blockages, and distrust anything that is blocking your heart, anything that is stopping you from truly accepting how you feel in all areas of your life, until you bring it down and release this creation up here and start living through your heart space. You're going to stay in that confusion. And today, hopefully I can stay here. I finally got out of the mind and down into the heart. And I'm gaining so much clarity. Like, I understand everything now. I understand my own confusion now. I understand my illusions of the past 23 years of my life. As August 15, I'll be turning 24, so I'm completely understanding all the shifts, everything that I've experienced, all the people I've experienced, every moment, every doubt, every trust, every faith. I feel it with its meaning, and I understand everything. And I understand how important it is for us to go back to the heart space and to feel love, unconditional love, because we cannot receive it if we are not becoming, until we surrender to unconditional love within ourselves. We cannot receive it from other people, and we cannot expect the person we want to give it to receive it, because we haven't experienced it entirely yet. We have not surrendered to it yet. So would it matter? And I realize this is where the confusion comes from a lot, because unconditional love, I feel like it works in layers, and it works in different tiers of your life. And I feel like you can have it in one area and lack it in another, and that's balance. But I do feel like this life is about unlocking it in all 7 chakras. If you're in the good process, the ones above as well, but we're going to focus on the 7. You need to open unconditional love into all 7 chakras. You can have it completely open in your third eye and be all psychic and communicative to spirits, but if it's not unlocked in your root chakra, doesn't matter how much information you download, you're still going to have that insecurity, you're still going to have the financial insecurity, you're still going to have emotional insecurity, because you have unconditional love here, but not anywhere else. And I'm realizing this now. We have to feel unconditional love in all chakras, in all spaces of ourselves. We have to stop viewing it as being only from the heart space. Unconditional love is not only for the heart space. It is for every other chakra too. And this is why we have so much love for human beings, for multidimensional beings, but we lack it in other places still. Because we have to surrender all chakras to unconditional love. This is the only way we gain the life we want to create. And it makes so much sense. And the past couple of months, especially for women, with the past life karma and the traumas, we were getting a lot of stomach pain, a lot of changes in the uterus area, the stomach area, and it didn't make sense. I know a lot of people I ended up, communicating with this about, they all said they went to the doctor because they're just like, what is going on? Like, this makes no sense. This is random pain that's just coming from somewhere random. And all of this is playing a part because we have to surrender unconditional love to all these different spaces. And obviously unconditional love is for the whole being. It's about viewing it as an entire vessel, but that does not mean that all chakras feel this unconditional love, because in this moment and today I'm realizing each chakra is a different personality, a different part of ourselves, a different energy, a different frequency. So just because we feel unconditional love in the heart space does not mean that these other chakras are feeling it as well, that these other beings within our being is feeling this. And this is what I'm realizing is where my confusion comes from. Why one day I can have complete clarity in one department, and then in the other one I'm like so out of it. This is the key, and this is the Pleiadian message. That we have to bring unconditional love not only into our heart space and be emitted out of our heart space, but we also have to have this frequency reside in all of our other chakras as well, as just not just the heart. The heart, yes, it is the middle. Yes, it is what connects the bottom to the top. But the heart can't only be the only space that we emit this unconditional love from. We have to emit it from our entire vessel. Not meaning that the heart chakra just fills through the entire aura and emit, but no, we have to emit that also with the crown unconditional love, the unconditional love of the third eye, the unconditional love of the throat space, the unconditional love of the solar plexus, the unconditional love of the sacral, and the unconditional love of the root. It can not only just be the heart and the emotions of the heart. It also has to be the security, the grounding, the creativity, the compassion, the well-being, the vitality, the expression, the visualization, the intuition, and the crown.